As a child, nothing brought more excitement to me than rushing home from school and plopping down in front of the television. One of the TV channels in my country had a dedicated anime block from 1 to 4 p.m. and I was utterly addicted to it. At just 8 years old, I became completely captivated by the thrilling adventures of my favorite anime characters. The lineup included popular series like Pokemon, OnePiece, Naruto, Detective Conan, and most importantly, Yu-Gi-Oh!, my absolute favorite. Those 3 hours of anime magic were like a treasure trove for me, and I made sure not to miss a single episode. In those days, there were no streaming services like Netflix or Amazon Prime, so waiting for the show to air on TV was the only way to experience them. I have vivid memories of being glued to the screen during the whole Seal of Orichalcos arc in Yu-Gi-Oh! It really left a lasting impression on me. Now, nearly 20 years later, that anime still holds a very special place in my heart. And yes, I do start feeling pretty old just saying that, so let's continue. I am sure most of you have memories like that. It's probably a reason you are still into Yu-Gi-Oh! But what if I told you that all of us have been fooled? What if I told you that the anime we all used to watch is nothing more than a reboot? What if I tell you that the real Yu-Gi-Oh! Is this? The Toei animation series, commonly referred to as Yu-Gi-Oh! Season 0, aired from April 4th, 1998 to October 10th, 1998 in Japan. Yu-Gi-Oh! Season 0 is an anime series that aired before the more well-known Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monsters anime. It is based on the original manga created by Katsuki Takahashi. This series follows a darker and more violent tone compared to the later Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime. 27 episodes of this hidden gem were created, and I decided to give them a try, and honestly I was surprised by how much I liked it, so I wanted to talk about it. Also, something I wanted to talk about is the pod. We are currently trying to hit 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year, so if you could help with that, that would be amazing. Okay, let's go on with the video. Episode 1, called Furious Battle Yummy Game, starts with a team of archaeologists opening the tomb of some ancient pharaoh and discovering a mysterious box called the Puzzle of Yummy, when suddenly they all start to collapse and the screen fades to black. As we all know, this box contains the Millennium Puzzle, which will be a central plot point moving on. We then change scenes and get a shot of Domino High, followed by the introduction of our main character Yugimoto. He is a kind-hearted, timid and somewhat introverted boy with a passion for games and puzzles. Yugi possesses an incredible talent for solving complex challenges and is known for his exceptional skills in various games. Since he is the smallest and weakest kid in his class, Yugi is no stranger to bullying. One of those bullies is his classmate Chunochi. Katsuya Chunochi, known as Joey Wheeler in the English version, is one of the prominent characters of this anime. He's a tough and street-smart teenager who has a reputation of getting into fights. He comes from a troubled background and has faced many hardships in his life. Always on his side is Hiroto Honda, known as Tristan Taylor in the English version, and honestly I don't know who at 4Kids was taking too much coke to think it is a good idea to call him Tristan. Who wants to be called Tristan? That is way too close to Christian, and you definitely don't want to be named Christian. Either way, Honda is a member of the school's cleanup committee, so because of that Chunochi always keeps poking fun at him, with Honda just defending himself by saying he's a beautification member. Yugi has brought the box to school this day and Chunochi steals it and tells Yugi to man up. He and Honda play catch with it until Anzu blocks the way. Anzu Masaki, known as Taya Gardner in the English version, is one of Yugi's closest friends from childhood. She is always close to Yugi, and as we will later learn, he wants to be even closer with her, if you get what I mean.
You serious?
Anzu does stop the two, but it is Miho that ultimately stops them completely. Miho Nosaku is depicted as a cheerful and friendly girl with a bright and outgoing personality. And this is the one character that probably does not tell you anything, because this character was later cut out of the anime for some reason. And I don't understand why. Not only is her character on her own adding a lot of the more ridiculous episodes into this show, she also gives Honda a real purpose to be in the series.
That is something I always missed before. For me, Tristan always felt like the laziest character of the show, with him never really getting any of the big moments or character developments, and now I think I understand why. Here in this show, his whole character is not only Chonochi's friend, he's in love with Miho. So in at least every second episode, Honda is there to plan how to be with her, or he gets jealous over some other man she finds attractive, or he falls into another obsession of hers. What I want to say is he gets to do something in this show. Alright, sorry for the rant, let's continue with the episode. So Miho sends the boys away to grab her some food, and Yugi explains to Anzo why he is so fascinated by the puzzle. It is said that whoever solves the puzzle will be granted a wish. We then learn Chonochi took one piece out of Yugi's box and throws it out of the window into the river. Yugi brings Anzo to his home, which is within the game store his grandpa Solomon Mudo runs. The old man instantly has to drop a creepy comment about Anzo's breast size, because of course this show was made in the 90s, and he then gives a bit more insight into the origin of the puzzle. We learn that all of the archaeologists from the beginning died after they went into the pharaoh's tomb, and we also learn that the one who solves its mystery will receive the Yummy game. When Yugi makes it to school the next day, he is surprised by Ushio, the school's security guy who promised Yugi before he would take care of him and stop his bullying. For that reason, they roughed up Chonochi and Honda for him. Yugioh, not wanting any of that, throws himself in front of them. Ushio stops, but now wants 20,000 yen from Yugi, an amount he can't really pay. Despite everything happening, Yugi, the Gigachad himself, manages to solve the puzzle but is missing the last piece. He runs back to school to find it but gets stopped there by Ushio. The three of them, Yugi, Honda and Chonochi, get into a fight with him after Chonochi brings the last piece of the puzzle back, which finally unlocks the pharaoh. This new absolutely mad version challenges Ushio to the first ever Yummy game. The two of them are hanging down a tower. Between them they have a couple of cards, and with every number they draw they move up and down. A pretty simple game that sees Yugi on top pretty quickly. But Ushio then breaks the rules by just simply climbing up, which prompts Yugi to punish him with fear or something, I don't really know. What is important is that at the end of this episode, Yugi and Chonochi become friends, therefore making Yugi's wish come true, because that little boy just wanted a real friend. In episode 2, Devil Gamer Trapped from Hell, we start with some criminal escaping prison and going on a spree of break-ins. Yugi and the others plan to visit the new burger world in the meantime, but Anso tries to convince them not to go. Kinda sus, I don't know. We then have one of the most Chonochi moments of this whole show, when he thinks Anso is doing dates for pay because she's acting so strangely lately. So Miho, wanting to save her, follows her after school, when next day the two of them start acting strange and leave in the same direction. So now Chonochi is convinced both of them are doing dates for pay now. With Honda wanting to save Miho now, he is following the both of them, and wouldn't you know it, he is now doing the same thing. So obviously Chonochi now thinks Honda is also seeing a rich old lady. So finally we follow Yugi and Chonochi uncovering that who would have thought the three of them are working at Burger World. At the same time there's this whole B plot with the escaped inmate, and that is going on to be important. But before we jump into that mess, let's quickly add Anso's reason for working here is so she could save money to be able to move to New York after school and become a famous dancer. Something that they actually kept all the way to the other Yu-Gi-Oh anime, and even with the latest Yu-Gi-Oh movie Dark Side of Dimension, this finally has become a reality with her leaving at the end. So good for you, girl. Anyway, back to the episode. So they figure out that the convict is in the restaurant, and with some trickery they uncover who it is, but then it is revealed that there is another escaped convict in the restaurant, and honestly I have to agree with this guy here.
だいたいこの町の警察は抜けてるからね。
So the other criminal takes Anzo as a hostage and demands to be brought some alcohol and tobacco. Since Yugi is the one to do it, and also the one that is holding a very pissed off pharaoh as his alter ego, a new Yummy game is about to start. In this they are both only allowed to move one finger they choose, and the criminal sure takes the one to pull the trigger, while Yugi picks the thumb. With some clever trick, Yugi manages to drop a lit lighter on the guy's hand, so that as soon as he pulls the trigger, the lighter falls into the alcohol and then burns burns him. Obviously, the guy removes the ladder and breaks the rules, so Yugi gets to punish him. The door of darkness has been opened and the criminal ends up with constant hallucinations of being burned. At the end of the episode, we learn that Honda and Miho are now working at a different restaurant because, well, Miho needs a lot of stuff, so she needs a lot of money, and Honda needs a lot of Miho, so. And that's where episode 2 and this video will end. I hope you really enjoyed it. Give a like and subscribe to the channel if you did, because we are going to do the rest of the 27 episodes on this channel as well. Let's get on with the video. Okay, let's get on with it. Okay, let's get on with the video. Okay, let's continue with the video. Okay, let's go on with it. Okay, let's go on with it.